Hello, everyone. My name is Jason, and I'm a channeler. And I'm coming on today to give a daily dose of hope. I was guided by my guides to come on because the energies on our planet are starting to pick up and starting to get very wacky. And so I'm just going to talk about a few things. And I thought what I would do for each of these pockets, I'm already saying it, for each of these daily doses of hope is to end it with a pocket of peace. I figure, if there are people out there putting all these negative stuff out there, we should just put out the same amount of positive energy out into the planet to counter it all. And so I'm going to try to end every one of these with a pocket of peace. I'm going to try to do it facilitate it myself, and see how it goes. But simple process. So things I want to talk about today is about nature, about holidays, and networks, and pocket of peace. So that's it. Oh, hey, Michael. Wow. Good timing. Good timing. So I guess I'll just start with the first thing. So um, I was saying before, I think it was April 30th and April 29th and 30th. It's just the energy got really, really dark all of a sudden. Whereas it was just the energy was really bright and then it got really dark. And I thought that was strange. And then Lisa, you said you felt the same way, so you picked up on the same energy. Thank you for that confirmation. It's really good to hear. Um, and then also yesterday was in Japan. Yesterday was May 5th, and that is called Children's Day here. And also the energy there just got really dark for some reason. Got really sad all of a sudden. And and I said yesterday, there's a few reasons for it. But what I've been realizing recently is that, so I said before, I think it was the 29th or the 30th, is Walpurgisnacht, which is it's like the Halloween for the beginning of summer. And um, it's a festival that is celebrated throughout Europe, I think, Northern Europe. And it's considered the beginning of the summer. And they have all these bonfires and they have all these things that they do. But I've heard that it's also used by the other side to create a lot of negative stuff, negative energy, and so it extends. So that's also the name Beltane. They call it Beltane. So um, I guess the next day, so Walpurgisnacht, and then the next day is Beltane, and then it continues on. Um, and so what I kind of realized was that, and I don't like to come to these realizations because I've been doing it recently. Like I'll be feeling really bad and think, what's going on? And then I research what the day is and I think, so I'm kind of ruining all my holidays. But in a sense, the holidays have already been ruined because I can't think of any holiday where I actually feel happy that it's a holiday. It's like, Christmas and Easter, all these different things. There's just so many expectations that it's never fun, and you're always just waiting for it to be over, and you're always just fighting the expectations. Like, it's just another day. It's just another day. Nothing's different. This kind of building up one day as the most special day, I think it's a very ego-driven thing. It's very related to our ego because we're building something up, and then just we're gonna find it. We're gonna get to that day, and then it'll knock us down, just like our ego always does. If I get that job, I'm gonna be happy. If I get that car, I'm gonna be happy. And we get it, and we're not happy. It's just like a holiday. Once Christmas comes, I'm gonna be happy, and you get there, and you're like, why am I so sad? What's going on? Why is this so hard? And it's like, that's why, because it's just an ego construct. Every day is just as special as the other day, and every second. I think that's another thing about the ego thing, is that it's trying, the holiday idea and also the ego idea, it's trying to get you away from the idea to live in the moment. Like, every second is so important. It's not like you're living, what's that song, like, living for the weekend, just living for the weekend. I can't wait till the weekend comes and then I can finally be free. I'm just going to suffer and suffer and suffer, and then finally free. And that kind of idea is a very ego-driven idea. I mean, that's what we're programmed to believe, right? And holidays have this as well. But it's all about trying to get you out of realizing that right now, this second, right now, is the most important thing. The big celebrations should be every second. So there you go. That's what I wanted to say about that. And so just realizing that this whole, for example, Golden Week celebration was actually started 1948. I had no idea that It's pretty recent. There were like festivals from before that day, but it turns out there's similar festivals all over the world. And what happens with these festivals? So in even in Asia, in South Korea, they also in after the World War they changed the date a little bit, but it's all around this one, the end of April, begin first week of May, and that's also the same day as what May Day, Beltane, Walpurgisnacht, all these different things. It's all the same. And what I realized is that, yeah, it is what it is, and that's why we need a pocket of peace. That's why we need it every day, just to counter all this stuff. It's like, you know, get a hobby, right? Um, but what happens with these, what they do is, it's like a computer network. So we are all connected, and so the energy is all connected too. And so if they do things on a specific day, then it's all they upload all of that into the morphogenetic field, and all that energy goes out, and then we just feel bleh, you know. And then they use that bleh energy to do more bleh stuff, you know. And it's yeah. Again, yeah, get a hobby, right? Learn to play the piano. But anyway, and I learned this though from a revival pastor. So there's this guy out in the countryside of Japan that I met through a friend, and he is running a revival ministry. Um, so yeah, my friend heard that I was channeling, and she heard, and I was also going around to different shrines and clearing energy, and so she introduced me to him, and yeah, he explained this whole situation, like with a lot of the shrines are networked by there's a specific um, being that, or God, or whatever you want to call it, not God, right? But a being that is in charge of. So a being that's not in the third dimension, maybe fourth dimension or so, or second dimension, but it's in charge of a certain shrine, and that being is also connected to other different shrines. It's like a network of shrines. So any energy that you put into that one shrine will be go to the other shrines, and then it goes all the way to wherever it is. And certain shrines are connected with certain people at the top. There's certain, yeah, I won't go into that because yeah, that's kind of firestorm area. But anyway, there are tops of these different places, and so it's a network, and it's similar with this idea of this golden week thing. It's a network. So they set aside this time, and then they put up that energy, and then they try to harvest that energy. And the whole idea with this, those who are working on that side, the dark side, yeah, they don't have much creativity, and they don't have their real energy. They're cut off from source, right? But they're not cut off, but they think they're cut off, and they're really distant from it. And so they have to use the energy of people that are connected with source, which kind of shows you something, like, you can't be that strong if you have to actually steal people's energy, right? Anyway, but that's beside the point. I feel like I'm stepping on some bombs here as I'm speaking, but it is what it is, and it's the truth. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to say about that. That it is a network, but we are also a network too. So when we create our positive energy, and the positive energy is so much more powerful than the negative energy. Michael, you say, step on that fire. Yeah, it's kind of hot. My feet are burning. Uh, yeah, but so this network, but yeah, we also have the network, and we have a more powerful network because we're connected with source, and we're creating love. What could be more powerful than love and peace? So, um, yeah. So, and I think, although on the surface it might seem a bit dark, that kind of concept, and I hope it doesn't seem too dark, but it's good to know what's really happening. It's better to understand what's happening than to be ignorant of it. Because once you know, of course, it's shocking at first, but once you know, then you can counter it. Then you understand. This day, I'm going to send out a whole bunch of light on this day. I'm gonna create a lot of energy to counter that, and so you can see things too. You see things in the media, and you'll understand, that's why that's happening. That's why this is happening. You know. Michael, say amen. Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So that's one thing. And then Brenda, hey Brenda, you were talking in the comments about how you went outside So all the things can seem very, very not peaceful, but then you go outside and you see like the trees and the birds are singing and everything is peaceful. And I wanted to kind of bring that up too. You reminded me of that, like during the 3 years of craziness where the news was just going nuts and people were just, going crazy. And it was a crazy time. Yeah, as everyone knows. But what I always realized when I would take walks outside, especially when they told you not to, it's like that's when you best time to take a walk. Go outside. And then but I would take long walks outside in nature and I would notice that nothing changed. The trees were still beautiful, the birds were still singing. They weren't listening to the news. The birds weren't listening to the news. The trees weren't listening to the news. It didn't screw up the seasons. The seasons happened perfectly fine. Everything was wonderful. They have their balance and they know about peace. They know what it's all about. They know how it works. They're not confused by screens. They're just living their life the way they've always have been. And I think that's always a good way. I think the guides were saying of looking under the hood and seeing the peace that's really underneath everything. And just going out in nature, you can see it. Look at that tree. It's so peaceful. It's so beautiful. Like these, yeah, flowers are so beautiful. They're just blooming and the birds, they're just chirping. And that's what it's all about. That's the real thing. That's what reality is. So I wanted to talk about that. And I feel like I'm kind of a little bit on fire today. It wasn't my intention, but I guess that's it happens. So I'm just gonna call in. I'm gonna channel, and then after that, we'll do a pocket of peace. So here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Mary Magdalene. We're here and we're here and we're here and we're over there as well. And we're over there as well. Uh, as you start to progress along in this idea of multidimensionality, you realize that you can be in many different places at once. And most of you already are. If you think about where you are, for example, this being here could be sitting in a room, but he could be thinking about somewhere across the world. And he is already in two places at once. And this is how everything works. With your body, when you look at your body, it seems that it's impossible for it to be at two places at once because you are thinking of your body as something, as a part of this third dimension. But in actuality, it is not. You are more than your body, and your body, even your body, while it is known that it is a part of the third dimension, it is possible for it to be more. And that is what is happening as well. This ascension process is the ascension not just of you as your souls and your spirits and the earth, it is also of your physical body. Your physical body is shifting and changing as well into this new paradigm. And that is what is so special about this time on your planet now. And what is so difficult as well, because your actual body is shifting and changing into a higher dimensional body. You are not leaving this plane and coming back into another body. No, no, no. You are taking your body with you. So this body is ascending with you. This body that is made of flesh and bones will be shifting and changing into a higher dimension. And this is quite an amazing feat that you are all going through. And one of the major reasons why things can be so complicated and difficult at this time, because you are approaching a place that you've never been before. And that is where you're approaching. And that is why things can seem upside down all of the time. And what we would like to address what this being is saying, yes, about the energies on your planet. And yes, he is correct. And it is important for all of you to understand the energies and to create your own energy, create your own world. Don't let the world be created for you. You are the creators. You are the ones that are ushering in this wonderful time on your planet. Don't be sidewinked by these other forces that are trying to use your creative power. Create what you want. Create them out of the picture. Create something larger. Remember that you can get very big whenever you want to. Whenever the problems seem big, you can get much, much bigger than the problems because you already are. You are larger than any problem and anything on this planet. You are larger than this planet. If you would expand yourself to your true size, uh, they would go running. They would run away because that is how powerful you are. And so understand that you have the power. You are the creator. Understanding as well what is really happening with the energy on your planet will help you to understand and tell you when to get big. Ah, it's time for me to get very, very big right now and to generate a lot of peace and a lot of love and to create this love and to shine this light into all the dark areas. And that is all. That is all. It is a learning process. There is no reason for fear. This is just energy. And these are just experiences that you are having on this planet. You are experiencing yourself and you're experiencing this planet as well. And you're interacting with others' experience of this planet as well. It is a shared illusion, you might say. And it is a time of experience. Of shining your light and learning that you can get big. This is what will happen slowly as you start to progress. There are those, of course, that are taking this on the other side. Um, with these stories, with this idea of your body becoming a higher dimensional body, there are those who would like to create another story where they are trying to create another body which is in the third dimension. And we find that to be very interesting. They're very cunning. They have to think a lot in order to go around the natural laws of the universe. And so, in that sense, they're very, very creative in what they're creating. But understand that that has no power. This creating something that isn't human within this realm, trying to blend the machine and the human, as you most of you already know, is a failed attempt. It is already failed. It can never truly succeed because it is going against the nature of what humankind is. And that is not where you're going. That is not the story. That is the story that they are trying to create. But the true story is that you, as your body itself, you as a spiritual being, are transcending the third dimension, not through the use of technology, but through the use of love and peace and your connection to source. And that is what is really happening. That is the truth. All of these other stories are just stories there to take you away from the truth of what you are. And if those stories start to take you away from the truth of what you are, just get really big and shine your light into them, and you will see that they disappear because they have no true power. They do not understand because they are in the dark. The dark does not understand because they are in the dark, and they do not want to understand because if they did, they would be in the light. They do not want to understand. They want to believe that they do understand, but they are in the dark. And this is what we would say to you. This is what we want to bring forth to all of you. You are so much more powerful than you could ever imagine. Shine that light into the world. Hmm. Whew, another intense one. It's pretty intense these days. So, all right. So that's some interesting stuff here. All right. Yeah, the whole, I don't even know if I can say that word. It starts with a T and ends with a human. uh, Thank you, Mary. Trying to find the courage to shine my light. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just, yeah. Well, let's do it. Let's shine our light. Let's do a pocket of peace. I'm going to try it myself just to facilitate it. I think Sanat's kind of show me how to do it, and we'll just go through it. All right, so let's try it out. Pocket of peace. Here we go for May 6th. Here we go. So I'd like you guys to just close your eyes and imagine that you are surrounded by this beautiful white light, this beautiful energy, this very, very powerful energy. Just imagine that you're surrounded by it. It's just burning up all of the things that you need to get rid of, all of the things that you don't need. It's a very gentle fire. And then we'd like you to take that energy and expand that energy into your room, expand it out into your room so that everything in your room is covered by this light, this amazing energy. Whew. And then we'd like you to expand this light out further so it encompasses your whole town. Your whole town is encompassed by this amazing light, this amazing light, this amazing energy, this fifth dimensional or higher energy. And nothing that is of a lower dimension will be able to exist in this. Things will be fleeing. They'll be running out of the way to get out of this feeling because they cannot sustain this frequency that you are generating. This is a generation of love and of light. This is a peaceful light that is just creating peace for everyone that it touches, everyone in this neighborhood. They're just looking up. They feel as if someone tapped them on the shoulder and said everything's going to be okay, because it is. Feel that energy. Feel it going out to everyone in your whole neighborhood. And then we'd like you to expand it a little further into your whole country, into the country that you are. Shine this light throughout that whole country so that the energy is just touching everyone on the shoulder and saying, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You are okay. You're protected. Everyone is protected. Shine that light out. Feel that energy getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Oh, and feel those people that are not of this energy. Feel how they are not able to sustain this energy. They have to run away from whatever it is that they're doing, whatever energy they're trying to create. It cannot sustain with this energy. This is the energy of love. This is the energy of the truth, the energy of source. Feel it expanding throughout your heart. Send it out to anywhere in the world that you think it needs. You need to send this energy. Send it out. I'm sending it out to this country here and to the whole world. I'm sending energy and love into all of this and forgiveness into all of those places that are trying to create this energy that is going against the light. No, this is just the energy of love and peace. It is even tapping all of them on the shoulder and saying, it's going to be okay. There's no reason to fight anymore. There's no reason. There's no reason. It's okay. It's okay. The love has come. You are the love. We are the love, and we're bringing the love to the planet. We know who we are now. We know who we are, and we're bringing the love. Feel that energy. Just expand it out. Expand it. Oh, feel it throughout the whole earth. The whole earth is covered with this love, this energy, this pocket of peace. And let this energy sustain until the next pocket of peace we create. Whew. All right. Whew. That's my first time with the pocket of peace, facilitating a pocket of peace. Very powerful stuff, though. At least for me, I can really feel it. So I hope you guys are able to build a nice, wonderful pocket of peace in your areas, and to build that energy out, and understand that that is your superpower. That is all of our superpowers, and we can just take away this. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Michael and Stefan. Thank you. Cheers. That's. And understand, so this is, I just did this, but you can do it yourself. You can facilitate it yourself. You can do it in your room by yourself, or if you have friends around, it's very easy. And you guys, you have the power to do it. Once you've experienced it, you know what it feels like, and that's all you need. So once you have the experience, the words don't matter. It's just about you generating that energy. So please, if you feel so moved to do so, please do so. It'd be wonderful if we're all just creating pockets of peace all over the place, and that'd be really fun. But anyway, so thank you guys so much. That was very emotional for some reason. But it feels good. It feels like, yeah, I feel like we've gotten some of that energy up there in the field. We've generated some love and some light. Oh, thanks, Michael. Love you too. Cheers, guys. So it was very intense today. Thank you very much for joining in, Stefan and Michael, and thanks everyone for all your amazing comments. And Brenda, again, thank you for reminding me about nature, and Lisa also for confirming the energy, and yeah, Stefan and Michael for joining in this pocket of peace. And yeah, all right, we're gonna step on that fire, right, Michael? I like that. Step on the fire. All right. So guys, cheers. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow if all works well. So ciao.